UFC 280, Oliveira versus Makhachev. Full card, early prediction. I'm going to say it right now. This is way too early. Today is September 8th. This fight card is happening in October on the 22nd. So we still have like a month and a half till this fight card happens. I don't care. You know Bert MMA, you know this channel. We like to do early predictions, and this is 100% gonna be an early prediction. But thank you guys for checking out this early prediction. Make sure to like this video. We're trying to get this one to 100 likes by UFC Fight Night Sanhagen versus Song. If we hit that goal of 100 likes by that fight card, I will be giving one of you guys that comments your prediction for Charles Oliveira and Islam Makhachev. Down below in the comment section, I will be giving you, one of you, my full card bets for Oliveira versus Makhachev, UFC 280, all the props, all the parlays, and all the money lines. So comment your main event predictions and like the video, get it to 100 likes for a chance to win all of my bets for UFC 280. But with all of that being said, let's get in to the way too early predictions. Magomed, Mustafaev, and Jamie Malarkey in the lightweight division. Mustafaev knocking out a lot of his opponents. I don't think he has a single win inside of the UFC that is not a KO or TKO. Only losing to Kevin Lee, who took him down, and Brad Riddell in a very close decision. And this one's going to be interesting. Jamie's going to try to stay on the outside, use his height, use his reach, and out-volume Magomed Mustafaev in this fight. But I think Magomed Mustafaev will be kicking Jamie Malarkey a lot in round number 1, trying to get the hands down to the body to protect the body kicks from Magomed Mustafaev. And I think in round number 2, Magomed Mustafaev will land so many body kicks, get Jamie Malarkey's hands down so far that he'll find his way to land a big hook right on the chin of Jamie Malarkey. In my early prediction, Magomed Mustafaev by TKO in round number 2. Hamdi Abdullah and Parker Porter in the heavyweight division. Hamdi, I'm going to go Hamdi to win this one. He's a lot younger. Size is pretty much the same. Height and reach really doesn't matter in a type of fight like this, but we did just see Caitlyn Almeida, really good UFC prospects in both the light heavyweight and heavyweight division. Caitlyn Almeida is a jiu-jitsu guy. He's not even a wrestler. He's a jiu-jitsu guy, goes out there looking for the submission. Hamdi Abdullah is an Iranian wrestler for the Olympic team. He's going to go out there, and he's an Egyptian wrestler. I'm not too sure which country he actually competes for. But if Caitlyn Almeida is able to go out there, get a takedown on Parker Porter in less than a minute, the great Hamdi Abdullah should be as well. Should be a boring wrestle-hugging fest from two big boys in the heavyweight division. I got Hamdi Abdullah by a decision. And then we got Lena Lansberg and Rosa. I don't want to predict this fight. They're both not the best in the bantamweight division, but I'm going to lean Rosa to edge it out by a decision. Outstriking Lena Lansberg on the feet. Wrestling and grappling's pretty even, but that's a weird fight. I don't want to bet it. I don't want nothing a part of that one. Armand Petrosian and AJ Dobson in the middleweight division. Striker versus striker. Who is the better striker? Well, it's Armand Petrosian. I do believe he's going to be having the kicking advantage. AJ does have a lot of power inside of his hands, but not enough to go out there and knock out Armand Petrosian. Armand also has a lot of power in his hands as well as in his feet. Neither guy's ever been knocked out. They only lose decisions to wrestlers and grapplers, or they'll lose the fight by a submission. So I think the fight goes all the way, and we see a very good kickboxing match for 3 rounds. Armand is just a little better. I got Armand by a close 29-28 decision. Gaethje versus Abubakar Nurmagomedov. 2 Russians that are pretty solid in this lightweight division. I'm going to lean Gaethje. I do believe he will land a few more strikes in terms of volume. He'll be better in the clinch, and wrestling will be pretty non-existent here. Both guys are both very good wrestlers when that happens. usually we don't see too much wrestling. I mean, if we do see some, it's in the clinch. There's not really any takedowns because they're both so good on the ground. Gaethje by a close decision. Nikita Krylov and Volkan Oezdemir in the light heavyweight division. I do believe Nikita will win this fight. Striking wise, I think it's pretty 50-50 if I'm going to be quite honest with you. Nikita has more experience. He's taller. He is lengthier. Power is pretty even. Volume is pretty even in terms of striking. And then wrestling is going to go Nikita Krylov here. He should be able to keep the striking very even and then mix in the takedowns. I'm going to go out of the two gatekeepers of the light heavyweight division. I'm going to go Nikita Krylov to win this fight by a decision. What's the next one? Mokaiib taking on Malcolm Gordon in the flyweight division. I think Mokaiib takes down Malcolm Gordon and submits him in round number 1. It's as simple as that. Moridze versus Barayo in the middleweight division. Feel pretty good on Barayo. He's training with none other than Hamza Chimaev, Guram Kutataladze, some good prospects in the middleweight, in the welterweight, in the lightweight division. The man's grappling and wrestling is very, very solid, and I actually think Barayo should be good enough to actually compete with Magomed on the feet, and I do think he gets this submission here. Magomed just got submitted by Gerald Meerschaert. Barayo is a much better wrestler, a much better grappler, in my opinion, to Gerald Meerschaert. I think Caio wins this fight by submission in round 1 or round 2. Caitlyn, Chookagian, Mano, Fiero. No wrestling, no grappling, really, between Mano, Fiero and Caitlyn, Chookagian. I mainly see this being a striking fight. Caitlyn, Chookagian is going to be landing a little bit more volume, using her height, using her reach, stand on the outside, trying to pick and move, leg kick, body kick, stay on the outside, and win the fight by a decision. She has 0 KO, TKOs, or decisions, or sorry, KO, TKOs, or submissions inside of the UFC. So obviously, if she's going to win, it'll be a decision. But I don't think she's going to win. Her height and reach advantage can only do so much in a fight with Mano Fiero. Mano hits a little bit harder than Caitlyn Chookagian. I think that'll close the gap in terms of the volume. And I think the judges will be looking at, all right, Caitlyn landed a few leg kicks here, a few little tapping jabs to the nose of Mano Fiero. That's cool and all, but Mano Fiero just landed a big right hook right at the end of round number 1. Well, we're going to give the round to Mano Fiero. That's how I see the fight going. I got Mano Fiero winning this fight by a 29-28 decision. Zubaira Tukuga versus Lucas Almeida in the featherweight division. You know, I want to say a finish. I would love to go out there and say Lucas Almeida is going to make this a war and he's going to get another finish. Because yes, the man has 9 KO TKO wins in his MMA career. Most recently knocking out Mike Trezano in round number 3. Yes, he's got 5 other submissions and only his loss is coming by a decision. I would love to go out there and say this fight is going to be a finish win for Lucas Almeida. Not going to be what I'm saying. I think Zubaira Tukhugov is going to go out there looking to try to mix in some wrestling here and try to out-volume Lucas Almeida. But I think Lucas will be able to defend the takedowns here and outstrike Zubaira Tukhugov on the feet. He's taller, he's lengthier, he's barely older by 2 days, and he hits a lot harder. So even if Zubaira is going to be the more technical fighter, is going to land a little bit more volume, Lucas is going to land the harder shots and win the fight on the judges' scorecards. Really want to say there's a finish there, but I think the fight goes all the way. And we got the main card, Beneil Dariush versus Mateus Gamera in the lightweight division. That's an interesting one. Beneil beating Tony Ferguson, Diego Ferreira, Scott Holtzman, Drakkar Klose, and Frank Camacho. Gamera beating Scott Holtzman, Jeremy Stevens, Diego Ferreira, and Armand Tsarukyan. They've both been beating a lot of similar opponents recently, which is interesting. But I would say Mateus Gamera is going to be the better striker here. Reach-wise, yeah, Beneil's going to have the advantage, but Mateus does throw a little bit more volume than Beneil Dariush. Beneil possibly could have the power advantage, but I think Gamera's volume will overwhelm Beneil Dariush on the feet. Then Mateus Gamera will mix in a few takedowns, a few scramble situations, some submission attempts and things like that. And I have Mateus Gamera barely out-edging Beneil Dariush for a 29-28 split decision in the lightweight division. Petr Yan and Sugar Sean O'Malley in the bantamweight division. This is a pretty good fight. Now, prediction for this fight in the bantamweight division is going to be Petr Yan to win the fight by a decision. I think he's going to win round number 2 and round number 3. Round 1, Sean O'Malley is going to be kicking the legs of Petr Yan. He's going to be jabbing a 1-2 in that range. Yan's going to be trying to find that range. And Petr Yan will probably lose round number 1, but find his range and win round 2 and round 3, closing that distance and landing some big boxing combinations, some big hooks, left hooks, and things like that. Petr Yan, round 2, round 3, 29-28 decision. Am I confident? No! Because Sugar Sean is very good at staying on the outside, staying away from the big shots, so he's able to do that for 2 rounds. He could win the fight, but I'm going to go Petr Yan by a decision. Sean Brady and Belal Muhammad in the welterweight division. I'm going to go Sean Brady by a decision. He's going to be younger. He's going to be a little bit lengthier than Belal Muhammad, and he's going to hit a little bit harder. Wrestling and grappling wise, I think he's going to kind of cancel out there. Clinching, cancel out. Jiu-Jitsu is going to cancel out. This will be 3 rounds of striking, kind of like Kamaru Usman taking on Colby Covington. 2 very good wrestlers that are just going to strike for the whole fight. Sean Brady's the better striker. Got him winning the fight by a decision. Aljamain Sterling and TJ Dillashaw. I think TJ Dillashaw will lose this fight in the bantamweight division. I think Sterling will kick him at range and land more volume than TJ Dillashaw. TJ will be looking to pressure Aljamain Sterling, come inside and land some boxing combinations, but Aljamain will use his height, use his reach, stay on the outside and 1-2, 1-2, pick TJ Dillashaw apart on the outside and mix in some takedowns, mix in some submission attempts, some backpacks, trying to get the rear naked like he did with Petr Yan, and I think Aljamain will win at least 3 rounds and get the win by a decision. And then we got the main event, the one we've all been waiting for, Oliveira versus Makhachev in the lightweight division. I got Charles Oliveira winning this fight by a decision. I think Charles Oliveira will defend most of the takedowns, except for the 2 rounds where he will not defend those takedowns. That's why I'm going to give Islam Makhachev the 48-47 loss on the scorecards, because I think he will eventually land a few of these takedowns. But for the most part, I see Oliveira using his submissions to stay away from the takedowns, using the sweat later on in the fight to slip out of a lot of these takedowns, and outstrike Islam Makhachev at range, laying the more powerful punches, laying more punches, the more effective shots, and I think that's what the judges are going to go for in round 3, in round 4, and in round 5. Maybe Islam will win round 1 or round 3, win some of those early rounds when they're not as sweaty, but once the sweat kind of comes in there, the takedowns are going to be a lot harder, and Oliveira should be able to outstrike Islam Makhachev on the feet. Oliveira by a decision. Those are the way too early predictions for UFC 280. I got Oliveira, Aljamain Sterling, Sean Brady, Petr Yan, although that's a very close one, Mateus Gamera, Lucas Almeida, Manon Fiero, Caio Barayo, Mohamed Mokaiib, Nikita Krylov, Gaethje, Armand Petrosian, Rosa, Hamdi Abdullah, and Magomed Mustafaev winning those fights. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to put your predictions down below. Main event prediction, Oliveira versus Makhachev. Put your prediction down below. Get this video to 100 likes, and one of you that comments your prediction will get all of my UFC 280 bets completely for free. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one.